Good Friday, everyone. I'm Cyrus Webb, and welcome to Conversation Daily News. Glad you all could be with us. Well, we made it to the end of another week. Of course, you have your news headlines coming up on this Friday. We have a message from my book, Words That Choose to Live By, and in today's Entertainment Spotlight, you'll be part of my conversation with Grammy Award-winning artist Mary J. Blige, discussing how she's using her profile to be able to raise awareness for breast cancer screening. Enjoy today's broadcast. For Conversation Daily News, I'm Cyrus Webb with your Friday headlines. In international news, Russia's Putin says he won't use nuclear weapons in Ukraine. Russian President Putin on Thursday denied having any intentions of using nuclear weapons in Ukraine, but described the conflict there as part of an alleged effort by the West to secure its global domination, which he insisted are doomed to fail. Speaking at a conference of international foreign policy experts, Putin said it's pointless for Russia to strike Ukraine with nuclear weapons. We see no need for that, Putin said. There is no point in that, neither political or military. Putin said an earlier warning of his readiness to use all means available to protect Russia didn't amount to nuclear saber-rattling, but was merely a response to Western statements about their possible use of nuclear weapons. He particularly mentioned Liz Truss saying in August that she would be ready to use nuclear weapons if she became Britain's prime minister, a remark which he said worried the Kremlin. What were we supposed to think, Putin said. We saw that as a coordinated position, an attempt to blackmail us. In a long speech full of diatribes against the United States and its allies, Putin accused them of trying to dictate their terms to other nations in a dangerous, bloody, and dirty domination game. Putin, who sent his troops into Ukraine on February 24th, has cast Western support for Ukraine as part of broad efforts by Washington and its allies to enforce its will upon others through a rules-based world order. He argued that the world has reached a turning point when the West is no longer able to dictate its will to humankind, but still tries to do it, and the majority of nations no longer want to tolerate it. The Russian leader claimed that the Western policies will foment more chaos, adding that he who sows the wind will reap the whirlwind. Putin claimed that humankind now faces a choice: accumulate a load of problems that will inevitably crash us all, or try to find solutions that may not be ideal, but could work and could make the world more stable and secure. Without offering evidence, the Russian leader repeated Moscow's unproven allegation that Ukraine was plotting a false flag attack involving a radioactive dirty bomb it would try to pin on Russia. Ukraine has strongly rejected the claim, and its Western allies have dismissed it as transparently false. Ukraine argued Russia might be taking the unfounded allegation to serve as a cover for its own possible plot to detonate a dirty bomb. U.S. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin told reporters on Thursday that the U.S. has still not seen anything to indicate that Putin has decided to use a dirty bomb. In national news, Prince Harry's memoir titled Spare to come out January 10th. Prince Harry's memoir, an object of obsessive anticipation worldwide since it was first announced last year, is coming out January 10th. The book will be called Spare and is being billed by Penguin Random House as an account told with raw and flinching honesty and filled with insight, revelation, self-examination, and hard-won wisdom about the eternal power of love over grief. In a statement released on Thursday, Penguin Random House summoned the memories of the stunning 1997 death of Prince Harry's mother Diana and the subsequent image of Harry and his brother walking behind their mother's coffin as the world watched in sorrow and horror. As Diana, Princess of Wales, was laid to rest, billions wondered what the princess would be thinking and feeling and how their lives will play out from that point on, the statement read in part. In business news, U.S. mortgage rates topped 7% for first time in 2 decades. The average long-term U.S. mortgage rate topped 7% for the first time in more than 2 decades this week, a result of the Fed Reserve aggressive rate hikes intended to tame the nation's stubbornly high inflation. Mortgage buyer Freddie Mac reported Thursday that the average on the key 30-year rate jumped to 7% from 6.94% last week. Last year at this time, rates on the 30-year mortgage averaged 3.14%. Higher mortgage rates reduce home buyers' purchasing power, resulting in fewer people being able to afford to buy a new home at a time when home prices continue to climb, albeit more slowly than earlier this year. The combination of higher rates and home prices means a typical mortgage payment for a home buyer is up hundreds of dollars compared to what it was earlier this year. And finally, in more business news, U.S. stock indexes end mixed as Facebook parent company slumps. Wall Street delivered another mixed finish for stocks Thursday as disappointing quarterly results from several big tech companies offset gains elsewhere in the market. The S&P 500 fell 0.6%, with about 44% of stocks within the benchmark index losing ground. The tech-heavy Nasdaq fell 1.6%, while the Dow Jones Industrial Average rose 0.6%. Facebook's parent company Meta Platforms plummeted 25% for the biggest drop in the S&P 500 after reporting a second straight quarter of revenue decline amid falling advertising sales and stiff competition from TikTok. Cyrus Webb, Conversations Daily News. It's now time for a message from my book, Words I Choose to Live By. Enjoy. Good Friday, everyone. I'm Cyrus Webb, and welcome to Words I Choose to Live By. The simple things can sometimes be the most important. Appreciate every moment, every breath, and every opportunity to do something worthwhile. Have an amazing Friday and enjoy your weekend. Mary J. Blige is in today's Entertainment Spotlight right here on Conversation Daily News. For Conversation Daily News, I'm Cyrus Webb with Entertainment Spotlight. Grammy Award-winning artist Mary J. Blige stopped by Conversations Live's radio show to talk about why she's using her platform to raise awareness about the importance about breast cancer and early detection. Here's a bit of our conversation.
Mary J., thank you so much for this time. I really appreciate it.
Oh, you're welcome. Thanks for having me.
Well, I want you to talk to us about why this was important for you. You are the spokeswoman for this important campaign. Why was it important for you, Mary J., to help educate women about the importance of their annual breast cancer screening?
Well, it's important to me because I've lost 3 women in my family, really important women, to all types of cancer. I lost my grandmother to cervical cancer. I lost one of my aunts to breast cancer. And recently I just lost one of my aunts to lung cancer, maybe like a month or 2 ago. And I believe that they would probably be here today if they had access to this information that this campaign provides, and that if they had, maybe more conversations about it and weren't so private about it. In the African American community, we're very private about just everything, and we don't expose a lot, and we don't know that our family members have cancer until they're in the hospital with like 3 more weeks to live. So I think it's, just having access to the proper health care, these places being available in our neighborhoods, in the black neighborhoods, in the inner city neighborhoods, like the 3D mammogram clinics. And I think if they had access to this information, they would be here. This is why it's important for me to use my voice to help, just African American and women, period, to have this information, because it is very important. I think silence is deadly in this situation, because I've seen, like I said, I had several women die from cancer in my family.
And that's why we're so glad we can have you here to talk about it. So for those who are just now hearing about Power of Sure, Mary J., why is it important to have a campaign that's specifically created to reach black women?
Well, like you said earlier, when I got involved with this campaign, I learned that black women are 40% more likely to die from breast cancer than white women.
Cyrus Webb, Conversations Daily News. We thank you all for tuning into this edition of Conversations Daily News. We'll be back to guys on Monday with more news, message from my book, Words I Choose to Live By, and of course your Entertainment Spotlight. Until then, I'm your host, Cyrus Webb, saying as always, enjoy your day, enjoy your life, enjoy your world. Thank you all for choosing Conversations Daily News today, and let's go make it a great one.